5 things you shouldn't tell your family after 65 to live a calm life. Senior advice. Old. Have you ever had the impression that sometimes telling your family too much causes more harm than good? As we age, we naturally want to be honest and open with our loved ones because we think that's always the best course of action. However, the reality is that certain things are better left unsaid. To be wise, not to be secretive. There are situations in which keeping some things to oneself helps safeguard your relationships and mental health. And not everything has to be disclosed. We're exploring 5 topics in this video that you might want to keep private when you turn 65. Maintaining your independence, avoiding needless stress, and making sure that your personal boundaries are maintained are more important than lying or excluding others. It may surprise you to learn how much serenity may be achieved by keeping certain things secret. Keep reading through to the end because knowing these 5 things could alter how you connect with your family and provide you greater clarity and independence as you age. Let's get started now. First, assets and financial decisions. Money is one of the most delicate subjects as we get older. You may believe that if you are totally honest with your family about your financial status, miscommunications would be avoided. In practice, however, it frequently causes more issues than it fixes. Sharing every aspect of your assets, savings, or simply how much you've saved for the future might cause pressure, unwanted counsel, or even family strife, particularly when different generations have different financial perspectives. Even while some family members may have good intentions, their worries or viewpoints may come across as intrusion. Sadly, there are instances where people who were previously uninterested in your finances suddenly show a great deal of curiosity. You may have witnessed it when they saw what you had. When a parent in your age group shares their financial intentions with their kids, they are constantly questioned about their choices. It's possible that you have witnessed a friend endure ongoing pressure over their financial decisions, such as being advised to reduce their expenses, make different investments, or increase their savings for their grandchildren. Asking for and receiving guidance is one thing. It can quickly become annoying, though, when people begin to feel like they have a say in your personal decisions. Furthermore, if you disclose your entire financial situation to others, it is impossible to take that information back. Additionally, there is the issue of personal control. If your family begins to believe that you aren't making the best financial choices, they may feel justified in taking over, sometimes with good intentions but not necessarily in a way that respects your freedom. Some people may ask, "Are you sure you should be spending that much? But wouldn't it make more sense to share some of that now rather than later?" Furthermore, even in the absence of direct pressure, it can be unsettling to know that people are observing and evaluating your decisions. This is not an excuse for never discussing money matters with your family. It's wise to have well-defined estate plans and to share pertinent information when it's appropriate. You don't have to divulge all of it, though. You have control over how much money you have, how much you spend on yourself, and even whether you've made any new investments. If keeping certain financial things private enables you to live your life without needless criticism or pressure, then that is wisdom, not concealment. Not urgent health issues come in at number 2. Experiencing greater health problems as we age is normal. There are moments when we feel compelled to tell our family about every little hurt, ache, or discomfort. They are concerned about us, after all, and we want them to be aware of what is happening. However, there's a distinction between burdening loved ones with every small medical concern and keeping them updated on significant ones. Regularly discussing every minor health issue can occasionally cause needless anxiety and stress, or even cause family members to begin making decisions for you before they should. You may have had this experience before, bringing up a little concern like joint discomfort or exhaustion, only to find yourself embroiled in a dispute over whether you should consult a physician, alter your diet, or take a new supplement. Although younger family members in particular frequently have good intentions, their worries might become pressure. Before you realize it, they are looking into therapies, setting up appointments, or even saying things like, You really need to take better care of yourself. It's also psychological, as if you haven't been taking care of your own health for decades. Talking about your health problems all the time, even the small ones, can make your family think you're deteriorating more quickly than you actually are. Assuming you're weaker or less capable than you truly feel, they may begin to treat you differently. And once people have that impression of you, it can be hard to reverse it. All of a sudden, they hesitate to involve you in certain activities, either because they doubt your ability to travel or because they think you might want further assistance. Of course, you only mentioned that your knees hurt more than normal that day. It's crucial to discuss serious health issues, particularly when they interfere with day-to-day activities or call for family assistance. But you're not necessarily being dishonest if you decide to keep small matters to yourself. It merely indicates that you are defending your independence. You are entitled to control your health without needless interference or anxiety. There are times when keeping quiet is the greatest approach to keep your own health under control. If you're still watching this video and finding these ideas useful, please let me know by leaving a comment below. Number 2. I also advise you to turn on the bell and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any videos. With your help, we can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you. Let us now proceed. The third is your actual perspective on family disputes. Family relationships can be complex. Additionally, as we age, we frequently find ourselves in circumstances that we never requested. Adult children harboring resentment, siblings fighting over an inheritance, and estranged family members not getting along. This occurs in nearly every family. You've witnessed history repeat itself. Old wounds reopen, and patterns recur when you've lived long enough. It's tempting to intervene, give counsel, or express your whole opinion on who is correct and who is incorrect. Usually, though, doing so just makes the situation worse. Perhaps you've tried mediating a conflict in the past and found that both parties abruptly turn against you. Or perhaps you make a bold statement in the hopes of being helpful, only to discover afterwards that it was misinterpreted. The harsh reality is that family disputes tend to resolve themselves whether or not you help them. Furthermore, when people eventually move on, they frequently recall the words that were spoken in the heat of the moment. You may discover that the animosity toward you persists long after the dispute has been forgotten if you take sides or have a strong viewpoint. It's crucial to express your true feelings regarding a son-in-law, particularly when it comes to younger family members. Relatives' life decisions or a daughter's parenting style may seem sincere at the time, but those remarks have a way of staying. When people experience criticism or judgment, they rarely forget it. It can cause emotional distance that never really goes away. Even if you meant well, what may seem like helpful advice to you may feel like rejection to them. Selective quiet is therefore one of the best strategies you may employ after the age of 65. You don't have to agree with everyone or act as though there aren't any issues. But you also don't have to weigh in on every family circumstance. Sometimes the greatest alternative to expressing an opinion is to say something like, "I hope things work out for the best," or, "I trust you'll make the right decision." You can maintain your connection without becoming entangled in drama thanks to this. The fix for it is ultimately not yours. In order to keep harmony for yourself and your family, it may be important to keep some thoughts to yourself. As time passes, it's normal to think back on past decisions, missed chances, and unexplored avenues. Everyone suffers regret in one form or another. But this does not always mean that it must be discussed. Particularly with family, you may have the impulse to discuss things you wish you had done differently, such as how you managed your profession, how you brought up your kids, or choices that influenced your life. Individuals closest to you may mistake what you perceive as self-reflection or honesty. When grandparents or parents apologize for the past, kids tend to take it personally. If you talk about how you wish you had spent more time with your family and less time working, your kids might think you're not a good enough parent. They may interpret your regrets about not relocating to a different city or following a different goal as a subliminal indication that your life with them wasn't satisfying. Words like those can linger and cause unwarranted guilt or anger, even if that's not what you meant. The same is true for relationship regrets. Your spouse or other family members may feel like a second-class citizen if you bring up a previous romantic relationship. Even in a casual way, people can change their perception of you even by thinking back on friendships that waned or missed possibilities. Rather of recalling the robust, strong person they've always known, people may begin to perceive you as someone who is mired in the past. Because of this, it's wise to keep some regrets to yourself. It's acceptable to reflect on them, digest them, and even draw lessons from them. But thinking about them in front of relatives doesn't make the past go away. It usually just burdens the people who care about you. You have complete control over how you choose to live with the past, even though it cannot be changed. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights useful, please let me know by leaving a comment below. Number 4. I also advise you to turn on the bell and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any videos. With your help, we can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you. Let us now proceed. The 5th is the whole of your financial circumstances. In any family, money is one of the most difficult subjects to discuss. It has the power to unite people, yet it may also lead to stress, miscommunication, and conflict. You could feel compelled to tell your family more about your financial status as you age, including how much you've saved, what you intend to leave behind, and even any financial difficulties you may be experiencing. Being overly forthcoming about money can occasionally cause more harm than good. Even though there are some situations in which discussing specific financial issues makes sense, changing how people regard you is one of the main dangers of disclosing too much about your financial situation. Certain relatives may begin to view you differently if they learn that you have a sizable sum saved, possibly even anticipating financial assistance or quietly making references to what they want to inherit. However, you may find that your loved ones begin to worry excessively about you or, in certain situations, even start to doubt your financial choices if you disclose that you're having difficulties. In any case, relationships can be shifted by money, and once this occurs, it's difficult to reverse. Additionally, there is the matter of independence. The more your family members understand about your financial situation as you age, the more they could feel qualified to provide you financial advice, whether you request it or not. Some people may even begin making decisions for you, believing they are assisting you, but in practice, they are denying you the opportunity to run your own affairs. Suddenly, you may be advised where you should live, how much you should spend, or what's best for you because you disclosed information that, looking back, may have been better left confidential. You shouldn't, of course, keep everything a secret. It's advisable to have your plans appropriately documented if you have a trustworthy individual, such as an executor for your estate or a financial counselor. For everything else, however, sharing only what is absolutely essential is often the best course of action. You may continue to be in charge of your own financial future by keeping some information confidential, while steering clear of needless anxiety, tension, or unwelcome counsel. This is one of the most crucial things to be aware of, as you can already see if you've ever observed how conversations about money may alter interpersonal interactions. Your money is ultimately yours to handle and keep track of. By keeping your family private, you can make sure that your bonds are based on respect and love rather than money. Last observations. As this video comes to an end, pause to consider the 5 topics we covered. It is not a sign of secretiveness or distance to keep some things private. It's about defending your connections, your tranquility, and your dignity. It's not necessary to share everything, and sometimes knowing what to keep to yourself is the best course of action. Reflect on your own life. Have you ever told a family member something and then realized that it altered their perception of you? Alternatively, you may have refrained from speaking and later come to the conclusion that it was the right choice. Experience frequently leads to wisdom. We also discover as we become older that some things are better left alone. Growing older has the advantage of helping you understand what really important. Your independence, your connections, and your peace of mind. Maintaining control over your own life while preserving your relationships is possible if you are judicious about what you share. It's about keeping those ties important, not about cutting people off. We would adore hearing from you. One item you learned today and how you intend to apply it to your life should be shared in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to voice your opinions, we value them. Reading your remarks greatly inspires and motivates us. Please hit like, subscribe, and share if you liked and found this video useful. With your help, we can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you. Thank you for seeing, and we hope to see you in the upcoming video.